This is the plaintiff, Alexander. He says his son took 2 driving lessons from the defendants, who claimed to run a professional driving school. The guy told him to speed up when he crossed train tracks, told him to roll through stop signs, and suggested he speed on the highway to show confidence. The crazy guy also solicited sex from him, so he reported him to the state and discovered the school lost its credentials and is operating without the proper permits. Bottom line, he wants his $188 returned. These are the defendants, Irene and Norman Metcalf. Irene says the plaintiff just rambles and rambles on, and the whole family's strange. The plaintiff's son took a lesson and then came back for a second lesson. If there were all these problems, who in their right mind would come back for the second lesson? No one. That's who. The plaintiff's making this whole thing up, and they just wish they knew why. They're accused of driving a student nuts.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor. You're welcome in.
Okay. You are asking to be referred to only by your first name, Alexander. You are suing Irene and Norman Metcalf, doing business as Norm's School of Driving, for $188 for 2 driving lessons that you feel you should be reimbursed for. Okay, you go first. Tell me what happened.
Well, my son was out of job for a year, and I was helping him out, and he was 29 at the time. We have public transportation.
Okay.
So what I did was I offered to help him pay for driving lessons after I taught him how to drive, so he would have confidence without me in the car. So I always remember seeing Norman's driving school.
Where's your son?
Pardon?
Where's your son?
He's at home. He's ill.
Why isn't he here?
I have a sworn statement. He didn't want to be seen for other people to see him. He's embarrassed.
Okay. Were you in the car with them?
No.
Okay, go on.
Well, what happened was he took his first lesson from Norm. When I first called him, he said he changed the name from Norman's to Norm's to be more modern. So he took him out for the day, and my son said, I just don't understand. He wants me to go faster. I won't. He wants me to do this. He wants me to go over train tracks without the lights on.
Wait, what do you mean he wants me to go over train tracks without the lights on?
Well, he didn't want my son to slow down. I taught him to slow down, look both ways in case the barriers or the lights aren't working, because you don't know. That's how some of their accidents happen, that the signals aren't working. So the next day he went out again, and he said that Norm wanted him.
Why did he go out again the next day? If your son comes home and tells you, this was awful, he's teaching me exactly the opposite of you, why didn't you just say, well...
I'm sorry, the first day wasn't as bad. It was the second day that Norm started screaming at him. And my son kept telling him, please turn the radio off. I don't like to listen to it. And Norm says the radio stays on. But Norm is basically on phone calls. He'd be yelling at him to speed up, to go fast on the highway. And he would even pick up a student to end my son's lesson and then have the student with Norm in the car drive him home, where one actually went up on a cement meridian strip on
oh my goodness. So the student would drive your son home?
Yes.
With Norm in the car, but the student's driving.
And my son's in the back seat, and he got out of the car very shaken up because of the one incident where Norm grabbed the steering wheel and pulled it away from the student so he could go mail a letter with the mail truck. And the student was upset, and my son was upset. So that second day, I could tell there was something more to it. And my son said, never again, I'm getting in that car. So the next day I said, what's wrong? I said, there's something really bothering you. He said, well, Norm told me before he picked up the student the second day that the perks of the job were, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say it.
My.
Yes.
Okay.
I called up Norm, and Norm said, I did not realize your son would take it serious. Tell your son to stop acting like a baby. I said, you solicited my son. He goes, well, not really. It's man-to-man talking. And I said,
call police?
No, I didn't.
Did you really feel he solicited him, or you just thought he was inappropriate?
I just felt it was totally inappropriate.
Your son's not 16, he's 29, right?
Yes.
Did your son call the police?
No.
Did your son pursue it in any other manner?
He just wanted to forget about it and go to another driving school. He didn't want to deal with Norm again.
Okay. So you call Norm and you tell him I want my money back.
And Norm said he would give it to me, as long as I don't report him.
And then what happened?
For about 2 months, Norm kept calling me saying, I'm sorry, I don't have the money for you right now, but I'm going to drop it off, I'm going to drop it off, I'm going to drop it off. So finally, I called up the Bucks County Courthouse, who told me that the business was listed under Irene. Norm is not on the business. So they told me to call the state of Pennsylvania, which I did. At the time, the Corporation Bureau had told me, the records show, that Norm was not allowed to be teach driving. He lost his credentials.
Norm?
Yes. So
Okay.
when I called Norm up again, I said, Norm, give me my money back. He said, no. I said, well, then I'll call the owner. He said, he is the owner. I said, in the state of Pennsylvania, you're not listed as the owner. He said, well, that's just paperwork. I said, didn't you lose your credentials? He said, it's none of your damn business. He says, I told you I'll give you your money back. I said, I'll give you 1 more week. 2 weeks later, still no Norm.
Okay. So tell me about the driving for, what is your son's name?
Michael.
For Michael. Tell me about what happened.
All right, well.
Yes, no, I'm speaking to Norm now, because Norm is the only person within the sound of my voice who was actually in the car. So I'd like to hear from Norm.
I took him out, and I showed him how to drive. I took him on the highway, and when we drove around, and at the end, I was taking him out, and he didn't have a job. So I told him to go over to a place and apply to go join a group to get a job, and they pay for college and everything else. So then if he qualifies for lessons, they'll pay for the rest of his lessons.
Okay. The
So
place,
he
the
had called
program that
them.
you were referring him to would pay for lessons.
Right.
Okay.
So he was fine with that, and then he went out again, and he wanted to learn how to parallel park. So I showed him how to parallel park. He did fine.
Okay, well, why didn't he come a third day? Obviously something happened because the guy stopped.
Well, there was a phone call, and he had called like the place where I told him to go. So he was telling him that I authorized him to get 12 hours free lessons. I didn't say that. I said, go over there, join the group, and they'll help you get to college. They'll help you get your whatever you need, the GED or whatever you need. And then if you qualify, they'll give you free lessons. He was going to do that. He did that.
Okay, you've explained that to me, but what you haven't explained is why didn't he come to you a third day? Because he had always only wanted 2 lessons?
No, but that's what happened when they got that phone call. He thought that he had some kind of tape that he had. Didn't you have like a tape?
No.
He's not going to help you.
Okay. No, there was a message on his machine that he's worried about. That's why he's doing all this.
Is there a message on your machine that you're worried about that is why you're doing this?
I have it on
I
tape.
know.
You have what on
I
tape?
have it on here.
Okay, what have you got there?
You want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
Cool. Okay, let me get it on my thingy. This is a good one. You'll love it.
Yes, Norm, this is calling. This is in regard to the $180 that I'm waiting for you to get back. You had told me you were going to do it, then you changed your mind to give me half. I told you that will not be satisfactory. I do have a form for the Attorney General's office. I'm willing to fill it out to put a formal complaint against you. So please respond to me, because I also have the voicemail recorded that you left on my answering machine.
That's it.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
I don't know what that means.
There's a voicemail on his
From
phone.
you.
He says he has.
Said he has a voicemail.
From you!
Oh, he has a voicemail of me talking to her. I called him up. I called him back when he tried to get the lessons for free.
Okay, did you ever have a conversation with the son? What was the
Yes.
conversation you had?
He called me up and he said that he wants to get more lessons with our school, but he wants the state to pay for it. And I told him, like, I don't know how you get the state to pay for it. Like, and he told me about the program that Norman had mentioned. I said, but you have to be eligible. You can't just walk off the street and walk in there and they're going to pay for driving lessons. You have to apply and be eligible.
Did he ever tell you your husband solicited my son?
Nope, he didn't tell me.
Did he ever mention anything about, because I don't hear it on the tapes, anything about this sex thing? About,
No, he said he's going to say something about a sex thing, and I said, like, what? And he said, I'm not going to tell you.
but I don't, where's that? Where did he say that to you?
He said that to me on the phone when he called me.
These are lessons that were given in November of 2008. Why did you wait so long to bring a lawsuit? I'm just curious.
His attorney said he was going to give me my money back, things like that. He wanted to know about Norm. Norm has a loose tongue. He's always trying to control Norm. So after almost 14 minutes
That's what his attorney, the guy who he pays, told you?
Well, it was to keep my mouth shut. So what it was is I just got scared because his attorney said...
Then what happened to change that as time passed?
I spoke to an attorney recently, a friend of mine, and he said, whatever happened to you ever get your money back? And I told him. He said, no, that's BS. He says, you go and file. He says, a lawyer is not allowed to go after you. He says, that's why, he said, you can file with the state of Pennsylvania Bar the conversation that his attorney had with you, and then they can then go.
Well, let me just explain something to you. If you attempt to extort somebody and someone has a legitimate extortion claim against you, the lawyer for telling you that is not going to be disbarred. Okay? If you are saying to somebody, give me back my money, or else I'm going to go through all legitimate means to get you to report what you have done, that's not necessarily extortion. Okay? The problem that you have is an entirely different one than anything that we've just talked about. And the problem that you have is proof. I know you have an affidavit from your son. I read it. But you can't turn around and prove your entire case through hearsay. The entire case cannot be rank hearsay. And that's what that affidavit is. It's you telling me, here, sign this to your son who wants to put this behind him, and then saying, okay, this is what happened. You can't. How are you going to prove your case like that? You should have asked that other lawyer, your friend, who told you go ahead and file the case, whether you could prove it, because he would have told you, no, you got to bring your son. I mean, you got to bring your son. Did you ever say to the son, the best part about this job are the blanks?
No.
Did you ever say anything like joking around that could have been interpreted by his son like that?
Nope.
Did you ever have a conversation with him where he said, this is what you told my son?
Nope.
Back to the People's Court, Harvey Levin here. So, is this plaintiff allowed to sue because the defendant allegedly came on to his son?
No way. The son's an adult. He's got to fight his own battles.
But the plaintiff is the guy who paid for the driving instructions. Does that matter to you?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Who knows? What do you think?
I think the guy should be able to make his own decisions because he's old enough.
The 29-year-old driver.
That is correct.
So the father has no dog in the fight.
I don't think so, because the father wasn't there, doesn't have any actual say-so over the matter.
Okay, but it's interesting going inside the courtroom.
You have to be able to prove by preponderance of the evidence the facts you're talking about. And you can't, because your entire proof is a piece of paper that I can't cross-examine. I'll accept a little bit of hearsay on this topic or that topic, but the entire case where I can't look him in the eye and I can't cross-examine him, because I got to make sure that it's not that your son found out other people get free lessons and he didn't, and that he now wants his money back, or you want your money back. I got to make sure that you didn't get your lessons, and that you didn't get a worthwhile lesson, that there was a breach of contract on the lessons, that what he taught him was so defective, so wrong, and so worthless that you should get your money back. And that cannot be done by somebody who wasn't in the car. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
The verdict is in for the defendant in this case, so the plaintiff comes out here. You didn't have the proof to win the case.
Well, the proof I have is also there was a review on Yahoo stating the same thing back in '07 against Norm about how he teaches. So people should be very aware that what he says in the car.
Where's that Yahoo stuff?
Oh,
you had it? Maybe you should have shown that in court. I don't know if that would have helped you or not, but what is it you're trying to do? Put the guy out of business?
No, it's just a moral issue that this is what he does to his students, and I want my money back because he continued on with another school within 2 days.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, right down there. All right, Norm. So you win this case. Step in here right next to me here. You satisfied how this comes out now?
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, because everything is unbelievable, the things he said.
He makes up all these
Total
stories.
Where did he come up with? How would he come up with a story like that?
Who knows?
He's been bothering me for 2
For
years.
a year and a half. This has been going on.
He's like
we're
a whacker.
not licensed. There's sex being like such things. We've been in business for 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a problem.
Taught children of people he taught when they were 16.
Now, why in the world would this come out of the clear blue sky like that?
I have not a clue. I think
He's obsessed
loony.
with it.
I think
How many students you have now?
I have thousands and thousands.
Now, right now?
Not right now.
Right now I have a lot.
A lot, yeah.
I work.
Over to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, FYI, the defendant does have the proper license to let other students drive in the car. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.